And the intro.
Check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NFT Crypto Crew. It's your boy Gig.
Oh,
And
we have an agenda today.
We got
boys.
an agenda bender, and we got Tyler in studio with us. You know, we updated the studio a little bit. We're sipping on Sol.
We only drink Sol in the studio.
We pretty much only drink Sol until we finish those, and we have Stella.
Yeah, we're running low. Someone came in and stole a little bit last week, but they never replenished. It's hard to get your hands on this thing. I mean,
it's like we said last week. You went to the store, went to the liquor store. They said everyone's buying the Sol. It's out of stock.
And Sol was pumping.
And Sol was
15%.
pumping. That's how it goes. That's how the market goes. Guys, welcome back. Another fun week, another fun little podcast for you guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Shout out Bix Dev. Check him out. He's always watching. Here's our channel. We'd appreciate a subscription, guys. We got content coming every single week. Some great crypto stuff. Let's dive right into it. How's the market?
Average as last week.
Average
last week was a huge pump. I think it pumped like 10-15% the last 2 Fridays.
Yeah.
This Friday, I think we're at like pretty much the same as last week. So.
Yeah, it looked like a sideways action, which is good. I think we're building support at this level.
I mean, we could even hit, we could even drop, and I'd be fine with it as long as we're moving up, an uptrend.
Guys, it drops, we scoop up, and we just the trend does look upwards though. It looks like over the past, let's do 30 days here, obvious uptrend. And then even here, me and Tyler were talking about this, even this little sideways action here, it just looks like it wants to go up. It's like it's like slightly upward,
I like that flat, it's a flat cliff. So if you're looking at it, it's kind of flat. What is this? The year to date?
This is a 30-day.
30 days. Almost year to date, December 28th to just January 27th. It goes from consolidation, accumulation from 16 to about 17,000 for about two weeks there. Then a giant pump, flat, and a giant pump, flat now. Okay, let's pump it again.
Yeah, and you can see on this, we keep following this trend. Boom, boom. The next up leg could be up into the mid-20s.
Everyone's saying, oh, there's a pullback. There might be. I hope so, because I need to collect some more, accumulate. But it could just keep going, guys. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing about Bitcoin is whatever someone says they know, they don't know.
BS.
They don't know.
It's BS.
They don't know where it's going. We don't know where it's going. They don't know where it's going. There's a lot of things that come into play, too. We actually wanted to get into a few things that could dictate where the market goes, and not just the crypto market, the entire market as a whole. So let's do 180 days.
We're back where we were.
We're back
in July. What was that? 6 months.
August-ish, yeah. Almost back to where we were in August.
That's good news.
And then here's the same
6 months in the S&P. It's like the same thing.
Similar,
just at a different scale. I mean, obviously Bitcoin's going berserk, but the pattern is up and down. Sine wave is the same.
Kind of down, up, sideways.
Macro level, same crap.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see the FTX thing really took Bitcoin through a dive. That's exceptional, but same thing.
What are you thinking that?
I'm a little bit worried about.
What are you thinking about the
cars?
The cars.
This guy, car dealership guy. I mean, we've heard this from a few different sources where the car market's not in good shape. A few different sources. I mean, if you look at Economic Ninja on YouTube, Graham Stephan, almost everyone's calling this out. I think Graham Stephan was the first viral Twitter thread on this. Car dealership guy's a notorious Twitter personality. If you follow him, he kind of gives like just car advice because he's a car dealership owner or just high salesman or something. I don't know his backstory, but he's a very high followed account on Twitter. He talks about cars because he's a car dealership guy. And he usually gives advice like, oh, these people are stupid. They're doing this, that. Interest rates are extremely low, high, whatever. He talks about the general economy. This particular tweet garnered a lot of attention, and as it should. And it's been called out before, like I said, but Americans are falling behind on their car payments at a higher rate than 2009. That's scary. I mean, that breeds fear. Like that's not good. I mean, in 2008, obviously the crash happened.
Yeah.
2009 is when the bulk of the recession hit. So I can't imagine what's actually happening.
The effects of the crash.
Yeah.
Landing in 2009.
It's interesting because he pulled out a different tweet. I don't think you're going to be able to find it because it was pretty far back there. But basically outlining something that was alarming that ARK Invest's Kathy Wood retweeted and kind of commented on, which was that typically when car dealerships try to get loans for clients or customers for their cars, a lot of the lenders that they use require that the person trying to get the loan does not have an outstanding car loan already. However, some lenders are foregoing that option. So they're allowing customers to have another loan to loan out to a car. And the suspicion is because customers are defaulting, they at least want their loan paid. So the idea is that a lender goes, okay, you have a loan. You know what? We're going to give you another loan because we know you're not going to pay that other loan. You're going to default on that. That's how bad your credit is.
And then hopefully pay this loan.
And then you'll pay this loan. And the loan, it's competition, right? These loan officers are trying to give out loans so that at least they get paid because their other loans aren't getting paid. And so they're just like sharks fighting each other for those
literal loan sharks.
Yeah.
Literal the highest definition of loan sharks. Yeah, it's crazy because they literally know that a lot of these people can't pay. They can't pay it.
No, they do. They're very aware.
Americans are falling behind. The market's tough. The economy's in a pretty bad state right now. And I mean, what if the car market goes down?
It ain't gonna be like the housing market.
No.
Housing market was atrocious. It was so bad. But car markets certainly affect a big portion of the economy. I mean, you imagine. I think someone said $1 trillion market cap. I think that was a comment that was most liked on Graham Stephan's tweet. You can check that out, but just search Graham Stephan like used car. It's popular.
Yeah.
And he was outlining similar things. This is a while ago too for Graham Stephan, but I think it was the most liked comment or one of the top ones on his tweet. Were just kind of saying like, sorry, I had to drink a little bit of there.
Let's see. Used car?
Yeah, used car. Basically saying like the market was like $1 trillion market cap. Even if it was like $1.5 trillion, cars lose half their value, which is ridiculous. That's $750 billion gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been through worse in crypto, but this also affects much more than just the niche crypto crowd, right? Like this affects this affects everyone who owns a car who's trying to sell it. They can't sell, at a higher price, meaning they can't pay the bills they need to liquidate for anyway. And so they might default on other things like mortgages. It means that small lending firms are going to go bankrupt. The bigger ones are just going to have to start repossessing a ton of cars and selling them and liquidating. And these car prices are going to plunge. It's just going to cause a domino effect.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because if they have to liquidate these cars and just drop the prices dramatically, how is it going to affect the market as a whole? Like Tyler said, it's not going to be like the housing, but it's going to take a massive hit.
Oh, absolutely. I think housing... God, I wish I had the metric on like the market cap of that. It's significantly higher than cars, but everyone owns a car.
Let's see if I can.
Just like everyone owns a house, most people own cars, so it still affects a lot of folks. And while it might not, it's certainly not going to be as emotionally bad as losing a house. Losing a car is still going to impact a lot of people, and it's going to really have a domino effect on how they are able to pay other bills and things like that, especially when they have this thing going to bankruptcy court with that.
Let's see if we can find housing market cap.
I don't want to even say a number because I know it's going to be, it's like either 10 trillion or 100. I think it's 100 trillion or something like that. In the specifically US might be different though.
So it's 1 trillion for each of these states. Yeah, so close to 100. Does that make sense?
That's why I didn't want to say it. It's whatever it's at least a factor of 10 over cars. I imagine it's at least 100. And this is from
this says Cali has 9 trillion.
Yeah,
housing
it's
value.
about 100 then for the US. So.
Yeah, so this is 12 already there. Yeah, so 100 would make sense.
Yeah, and that's a rough estimate. I mean, it could be like, 85, 90, but it's close. You know, the factor's there. The point being, housing is a significantly greater market cap. So you have
it says 40-something.
40? Maybe. What year is this article?
This is over a year ago, so
about
a year ago.
Yeah, but it did have that peak. I could see like 50.
Yeah.
50, about 50 then, we'll say.
Yeah,
Well, we've been through this, in crypto. We've been through it, at least with, related to cars. We've been through this before.
We've been through the Terra Luna, the FTX.
I mean, what were we doing? I remember what I was doing when Luna crashed. It was $40 billion evaporate. I mean, just the market cap of those two coins, the whole entire crypto market cap crashed greater than that. But the two specific coins that went to zero, Luna, Terra Luna, and then the collateral, the collateral Terra Luna, and then USDT. Those went from 40 billion to what? Zero, effectively.
Yeah, it went to zero after like a day or two. People were I'm trying to find it because but I don't think it's coming up.
No. Do you remember what you were doing? I think I was texting you like
I was hanging out with like the Mullins or something.
I think I remember this. I texted you. No, I was like, this is actually pretty intense.
Yeah, you said, "Wow, this is getting it's getting intense out there, Jake."
Yeah.
I said, "But I don't know what's going on." I thought the last dip was the last dip.
Yeah, May of 2022. That was a severe, intense, very intense dip. Or 2021? It's 2021, right? Or 2020? When was that big dip?
That was May of. Oh, that big dip was May of 21, I think.
Yeah, 21. Yeah. And I thought, I remember the day after that, we were speaking, and I was like that. I almost sold. I was like, this is potential. It was so aggressive.
And we were
so aggressive.
And we were newer. We were newer.
Yeah. We had only been in the space.
And
for
the
like
only reason, the reason we thought about selling was because we were still up. We had bought Bitcoin at, I don't know, 17K, give or take.
Yeah.
And it had dropped from its 64-ish, 65-ish top to like 28, 29, like pretty quickly. And we're like, Tyler's like, I don't know what we got ourselves into, gig.
It was super crazy. I mean, everyone I spoke to, and at that point we hadn't really known, there was maybe a few people, but really not a lot that we had known had been in crypto for a while. We were kind of the longest we knew. And it was only a year and a half. And everyone was like, I don't think, I almost sold at that point, It was just, that dip was different. Then the second dip.
You can actually see it here.
Let's pull it up.
So
it was so aggressive.
So here, here's the top area. But so we were like,
that was the second top though. We were at the first. Yeah. Well, that was the May one.
This is like where we thought, okay, you know what, we thought, okay, maybe we're gonna consolidate in the 50s, and we're gonna go sideways. We're gonna see one more run up to 70, 80.
Yep.
And then it was May, right? And then it goes
plummets.
And we go, whoa.
And we were filming for other channel, and Gig came over, and I was like, I almost sold. I mean, I don't think we'll ever. It's almost like I'm never gonna sell at the top. I'm not gonna sell at the bottom either. Yeah. You just get that feeling though, like.
But you get the urge to do it.
Oh yeah.
And then
and the second one was not nearly as as I didn't feel any urge to sell on that second one.
We started building immunity.
Yeah. And so when Luna happened, which is a year later, and you imagine now we've been in this space for what, 2 years? We've been through 2 complete tops. We've been through 3 declines, like severe declines. And we still were unfazed. I guess I was not going to sell, but I was definitely not. I wouldn't say I was unfazed.
I was just, it was just something different. Because this drop was kind of just a massive correction, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right? Because look at this. Look at this run up. This run up, I mean, this is like a straight wall up
Unsustainable.
almost. So this is, we're overbought and we need a correction type of thing, in my opinion. This, the Luna thing was just something we hadn't really seen. We'd seen big corrections. We'd seen big sell-offs, which makes sense. We get that. But we didn't see an entire top 10. I think Luna was in the top 10.
Yeah.
Project get wiped out.
Yeah.
Within 36 hours or so.
You put it so well just there. We had never experienced a complete evaporation of a top 10 coin within
a day,
48 hours, 24 hours, something like that. I think it took 2 days to get basically 95 to 98% done. I mean, the first 24 hours though was like 70 to 80% wiped. But you could see, and it was crazy because you could see USDT depeg, and then when we saw that, it was like game over, and we just knew it was coming, and it was a death spiral, and it was something that it definitely didn't want to make me sell. But I mean, that's $40 billion evaporated, and the entire market cap was like wrecked. I mean, you could check the total crypto market cap at that time; it was wrecked.
Yeah, and we hadn't known. I mean, we weren't experienced enough to know that, okay, this a top 10 project can just drop like that.
Yeah.
And then also drag the entire market down with it.
Oh my God, that single event took down 3 Arrows Capital, DCG, FTX, everything with that fall. And it must be because it was a top 10 coin. So clearly we're not alone. Clearly other educated investors with lots of money thought, oh, it's impossible for this thing to go down. I mean, of course, there's speculation that Sam Bankman-Fried caused the collapse, and then inevitably the collapse of 3 Arrows Capital, all this stuff. Regardless of that actual, the cause of it, no one believed it was possible. I wouldn't say no. Many people did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah, like I thought, okay, if a project's gonna in the top 10, those are generally safer bets. Right, here's the top 10 here.
Yeah. Like when you're first investing in
crypto, you're going, okay, Bitcoin, ETH, BNB, XRP, ADA, Doge, Polygon, Solana. Like, okay,
just shoot fish in a barrel.
Yeah, they're big. They're big. They're in the top 10. They've proven themselves. They've been around. They got high market caps. So my thought is, okay, well, if the market cap's several hundred billion, a ton of people would have to start selling off. And
you don't even technically, when you go into crypto, at least, you're not even fully aware of the market dynamics, like low volume, how, buy orders, sell orders work. You're just thinking like securely, okay, I'm trying to get in the space. Let me grab, I mean, it depends how you get in, but if you're just getting in through shitcoins and Bitcoin, then you would just basically say, it's safe, at least for me. I invested $5,000 in my first investment into crypto, and I just picked the top 3 at the time because I was like, you know what? I'm going to research it. It's going to take me time to understand these, but I want to get involved in the space. If I lose this $5,000, it's not a huge deal. But let me just at least get some skin in the game so I can start researching and get involved. And it was just the top 3 because I thought, oh, those are, safe bets. Luna was top. I think it was 6 at the time.
It was up there. And my initial thoughts, like, all right, if a project's going to die and fall out of the top 10, I'll have a little bit of a warning. Yeah. It'll fall out of the top 10. The price will start dropping. People will start selling. There'll be a ton of FUD. And then I'll have time to maybe sell and reevaluate. Maybe I sell for a little bit of a loss and reevaluate.
Absolutely.
What we hadn't seen was a stable coin with that high of a market cap basically depeg and crumble and then crumble on top of itself. I think Tyler describes it better than I do. Basically, it depegged, and they tried to pump it back up, right, by buying,
but by selling Bitcoin to buy more USDT to drive the USDT price back
just to get it back to $1.
So Bitcoin is spiraling because these guys are dumping Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get USDT back to its peg, and it's not working. I mean, people are dumping USDT. They lost faith, and it just took us by. And so when we go back to the whole reason we even started this, when we go back to, the first hop, we take a huge dive. Okay, I almost sold that one. That's May 2021. Second drop around November, all the way. That was a more slow bleed out, That got us about 30,000 or so, 25,000. Okay, I'm not even fazed by that. Then all of a sudden Luna goes down. Okay.
And I'm thinking, oh goodness.
And so when you compare that collapse to what potentially could happen in the car market, Luna was only 40 billion. Keep in mind, crypto is not as matured as U.S. The U.S. auto industry has been alive and well, and it actually has a lot more utility too than a lot of these shitcoins. But
you actually get a car.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, but even if you compare it to the car industry, people defaulting their cars, it's going to cause, they can't pay their bills. It's going to get repoed. These cars are going to get sold at lower prices just to get liquidated. They sell for things. Some car dealerships are going to be too over leveraged. They're going to go under. The other car dealers, they're going to start selling all their things really cheap. People can't pay their bills because they're getting cheap cars, for the price that they paid for it. They're losing their jobs. They're getting layoffs. It's going to cause a significant damage. I mean, the 40 billion in Luna was not nearly as comparable to this, like to this. I think it will be, but it certainly could not. I can't imagine
it's a much larger scale
ever going to hit the house as the housing market hit in 2008.
Oh, 08. I mean, 08. I wonder what our parents were thinking in 08.
They probably thought,
because we didn't even have to. I mean, we were 08. We were what, sophomores in high school.
Yeah, we didn't even really live through. I mean,
we didn't really
with the money with actual
we didn't
income.
really have to. We didn't have to sustain ourselves on our own. We lived at home. We were like 15.
Yeah, what are we now? Like 20, 30, what is it? 20, 13, 15.
15 years ago.
Yeah, 14.
So we were like 14-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Freshman, sophomore in high school. So we're like, we heard about it. I probably heard it on the news. I heard my parents talking about it, but
never understood the impact.
I still woke up, ate my breakfast, went into school, went to practice. I didn't matter. I was still getting $5 handed to me for lunch money that day. It didn't matter. So I'm just like, all right, now we're looking. Oh my goodness, how bad was that?
Yeah, it was atrocious. And now you compare that to the car industry. Hopefully, I don't think it's going to work out well, but hopefully it's not as bad as it seems. I mean, the market currently, if you look at the S&P, we're at like we're not terrible, right? We're 4,070, but it can easily just plummet. We're not clear until we pass the all-time high, and no one knows until that happens. People are going to guess. They're going to say, we're going to go lower, we're going to go higher. I can easily see a recession crushing us, but then again, everyone thinks that. So what are the chances that actually happens if everyone believes it's going to happen?
You know what? We might have to do the opposite. Might have to double down.
Yep. And that's why I DCA.
That's why we DCA, because the question is, if you're worried about the price, why don't you just DCA? Is that easy?
It's as easy as that, folks.
It's as easy as just literally, you don't have to worry about a damn thing. You just DCA in, because are you going to care? It's like, look at the S&P. It's like buying, let's go to Max. Crypto's going to be around. Crypto's the future. We're going to be here in 20 years. is it gonna matter if you bought the S&P at 414 or 424 that much?
It's gonna 10x.
It's still gonna 10x.
Yeah, I mean, if the coin,
Bitcoin 10x.
depends what you're invested in, but yeah,
Bitcoin 10x.
Bitcoin easily, yeah,
Easily 10x, 200K, 250K in 10, 15 years. Very plausible.
Well, around the same term, don't we have something with the housing market? What was that other article you pulled up about the rates from? Yeah, so weekly mortgage demand jumps 7% as interest rates drop to lowest level since September. So you finally have more demand. We've been like less demand.
Yeah.
Every month has been less and less. You finally have more demand as interest rates drop. So this is what's, scary is what I think about is if you look at the chart of the Fed compared to like cutting rates, if you bring up the rates chart versus like the S&P at the time or the Dow, every time the Fed has cut rates, it's because they've had to, and because the market has taken a complete dump. So it's almost like we're getting to that point now, right? Like everyone was aware the Fed
like
is
no one can. People can't. There's no more people willing to buy.
Yeah,
basically,
exactly.
There's no. Everyone who needed somewhere to live and could afford the rates and prices have already bought for the most, basically.
So now banks are lowering and lowering as much as they can until they meet that equilibrium with what the Fed funds rate is. And we're getting closer is what who knows what's going to happen.
Who knows where it goes.
Getting close.
But like since September, they're now in January, they're kind of having to reel it back in and drop the rates here. Because also what's tough too is like your average American isn't making enough money to keep up with those mortgage rates.
Absolutely not. I mean, our friend,
like your average American making $50K a year, give or take, maybe let's put it around there, right? They're not really going to be able to, with the price of the houses and the level of the mortgage, who like the ability to buy a house now as compared to like the 90s, we'll say, it's super, super difficult.
Oh yeah, I mean, our friend actually, we won't name him, but
nameless,
he's
Joe
buying a
Joe
house.
Schmo,
down in the South, he's buying a house, and he's going through the same thing right now. I mean, he's buying a house, he's putting a certain number down, he's taking out a line of credit to buy it. He's got because he's got a decent income too. It's just that the mortgage rates, it went from 3 to about 6% around now, 6.13. So it's almost doubled, and depending on where you live, that's going to be about a 33 to 60% increase just there in your mortgage when you consider that. So it's something to think about. Like if the banks are finally lowering mortgage rates and we're on a downtrend, hopefully this is a downtrend, it means we're getting closer.
Yeah.
Because they can only lend money out so much above what the Fed is giving them. And if the demand isn't there, if there's some collapse, like a car market crashing or, any other black swan type event, another pandemic, hopefully that doesn't happen.
Another Sam Bankman shows up.
Yeah, you learn that Coinbase has been laundering some, anything like that. It's really going to put pressure on these guys.
Do you mind?
Yeah, I could
popping that open.
I'll pop it.
Another quick soul. I'm trying to collect soul while we're in the $20 territory.
We were talking about aliens earlier. I was getting us excited.
Oh, we were talking about Bob Lazar.
Yeah. If you've never seen Bob Lazar, look him up.
Check out Bob Lazar. None of what we're saying is going to matter much if the Bob Lazar aliens crew shows up and fixes it.
Well, that's why I was thinking too is we'll save it for the Bob Lazar.
Yeah, we'll do a Bob Lazar.
Look up Bob Lazar. We'll talk about him.
We'll do a Bob Lazar podcast one day.
I love that guy.
Yeah, something to think about. Do the levels keep lowering? If you are looking to buy a house, property, a car, even some sort of investment like that, maybe it keeps dropping. The difference between a 7% mortgage rate and like a 4 or 5%, massive.
Oh, absolutely massive. We'll keep our eyes on this. It's gonna be an indicator for us, for at least for demand for when the Fed lowers that thing inevitably, and then the crash happens. Hopefully it doesn't crash, but we're ready if it does.
The great thing about crypto, great thing about having most of your net worth in crypto, you get immune to the crashes.
Oh yeah,
we're immune to it. We've seen it. Plus, I'm in Seoul. I mean, what kind of beating have we taken? I mean, I was at Seoul at $250. It drops to $8, guys. You can't beat us. Come on, there's nothing.
I only have a small bag of Sol. I mean, I really like the coin. I just I'm maxi for XRP.
He's an XRP guy.
But I have a small bag, and I even thought maybe I should sell. But guess what? It's already so low and beaten down. Why would you waste the time to do that? I'm
not gonna waste my time. No. Should we dive into a couple of our things that we like?
Let's dive. What do we got here?
We like off shift.
Oh yeah, little S coin. Shout out to off shift XFT. Sorry, you shift FTX to the right, you get XFT.
So this is literally if FTX did everything correctly.
Yep, they should have been XFT.
They should have been XFT.
It would never have happened. Good. So XFT is an anonymous protocol. It basically, like the name sounds, shift. You buy their native coin, XFT. You shift it into USD, and you can hold it anonymously. No one can really tell what assets you have, and you can take it back out as XFT and then sell it at the USD value at the time of what your asset is. So they're launching a mainnet. This is not a paid promotion or anything.
Okay, I've heard about this.
I just like the coin, but it's also extremely small market cap. I think it's like 13 million. So don't do it.
Risky.
But I like the coin.
Risky, but you like the fundamentals. You like the coin.
Yeah. I think everyone's gonna be hearing a lot about them soon, because their mainnet's launching. The hype's gonna come.
Well, it makes sense.
Bull run,
It makes sense too with the let's say the Fed or the government starts cracking down on crypto a little. You're gonna need to find an alternative way to kind of stash away what you're holding.
Absolutely, and this right now XFT only has, I think, just USD. They're starting with their launch, but you could technically, in the future, they're going to add other assets like Bitcoin, even stocks anonymously. So the value of that asset will be the value that you export, anonymously from it.
It's going to be interesting to see. I guess this is mostly back end stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see how they make it anonymous, right? Are you connecting your wallet to something? Is it totally 100% anonymous? What methods do they use to keep it totally private? But just having people who have the expertise in that field of keeping it private versus you trying to do it on your own is going to be super useful.
Absolutely, and they cross their T's, they dot their I's, and if you have some suspicion, if you like privacy, if you value it, if you have concerns, just let it play out for a year. These frameworks always get compromised at some point. Not saying anything about XFT in particular. I don't think it's gonna happen, but Harmony One block.
Let people test the beta.
Yeah, let people be the guinea pigs if you're really that concerned. But I think this platform will be really useful in the future, and I think we're gonna hear a lot about it next to the big name privacy ones like Monero.
They're on
Dash.
They're on ETH layer 1.
Yeah, they're on ETH, which is great too. So you could build on. They're building a platform you could build on top too. So those assets will be there eventually. It's exciting.
Beautiful. Okay. Off shift. Check that out. If you guys get a chance, PriFi.
Oh, PriFi, baby.
PriFi. Another thing I actually wanted to maybe do a quick shout out here is actually let me pull them up on Twitter. This I've been really getting into this lately.
Hey Wallet.
This is Hey Wallet. It's a wallet built on Twitter. So you can pretty much send any crypto to another Twitter user just by tweeting.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So it's really useful for giveaways and stuff, which we do a lot of over at Bad Capital, right? So this is one of the Twitters that I run, and so you get your wallet basically hooked. You get your own wallet. You know, you go to Hey Wallet, you sign up, you get your own seed phrase and everything like that, and then you can just deposit currencies into that wallet. And now this wallet gets connected to Twitter. So when you go on Twitter and you tweet, like I tweeted here, Hey Wallet, first 40 retweets get 20 rep.
Wow.
So we have the retweets here, right? And it coincides perfectly with we do raid to earn at Bad Capital. You know, we got a lot of rep. We've been building up rep. That's that's the native token for the Bad Cats, you know. But you could do this with any token, we'll say, right? You have a bunch of tokens that you want to distribute to a community or to Twitter users or to just a specific Twitter user. You know, I could put Hey Wallet, send Tyler 20 rep, and boom, it would send it to him, right? So we have first 40 retweets get 20 rep. It got to the 41 retweets.
Is this Hey Wallet specific to Solana? Do they have comparable ones for other chains, or is it everything?
So this one, I believe, is a Solana based. Let me double check here. So Hey Wallet's an XYZ to anyone. You know, you may be able to connect with it. Actually, you know, it says Solana here, so it makes me think it is a Solana based one.
Well, at least we know for sure it's Solana. I mean, we're a Solana community. They have pictures of the board, sorry, SMB in the background with the Gen Apes. It's gotta be Solana.
So I think this is a Solana based one. Really cool. And then, you know, I see all my transactions. Here's the rep, 20 rep, 20 rep, 20 rep, 20 rep. It's sending it all out. So all you got to do is just connect your wallet, you know, set up a wallet here, connect your Twitter, and then boom. Really, really cool. It's been really useful for our you know, Twitter giving away, rating, because all I have to do is tweet.
All you have to do is just say, hey Wallet.
Send it.
Send it.
Right, because traditionally it was, all right, you know, first 20 retweets get 20 rep, right? I'm going to have to go have each Twitter user message me.
Oh, God.
Send me their wallet, send it out, right? Even if I'm doing 5 or 10, it's still tedious. I have to collect their wallets, go in and send it one by one. Here, I literally send a tweet and I can send... I did another one. I did one yesterday with 100 retweets.
Jeez Louise.
And it sent 20 rep to 100 different people, and I don't even have to do anything.
That's the best.
It's great. Great. Awesome. Love that one. One of the last things we wanted to touch on. Are we playing
Pokemon?
Are we playing Crystal?
Guys, we're back on Crystal, okay? 2nd gen, right? Ho-Oh.
Guys,
Luigi, what is it? Ho-Oh and Lugia.
Lugia. I think Crystal might be a little further. What gen is Crystal?
This guy's got a good, unique name at least.
Solidity. Yeah. So this is the dev behind Solana Plays Pokemon. We did red version. We beat it. We got the Nidoking. We beat it down with Nidochad. It had to be done.
Crushed it.
I'm not as big of a... this is really cool. If you don't know about this, you basically connect your Solana wallet, and then you send in votes on which button you want pressed. And then whichever has the most votes will send it. I think he updated it to where it just takes inputs for each round. So
you just press a button, it works.
and it'll So if Tyler pressed left, and then I pressed up, he would walk left and then up.
You might need the slope plugin.
Yeah, if you want to hack this to be quicker, you might need slope. And let's see if we can really just revisit that real quick.
Yeah, let's see what their last tweet is. For those that don't know, Slope was hacked, or not hacked. They had been releasing private keys through HTTP unencrypted.
The Sol wallet had nothing to do with the network. It compromised private keys created or imported using the Slope mobile wallet. Yeah, Slope did a number of things, but the one thing I remember people downloading it for was to bypass the approval message, so you could pretty much auto approve transactions for mints.
Yeah.
I gave a big hell no to that.
Yeah, no. You don't want to do that. You get a rug, you auto approve like 39 Sol. At the time, that's like 250 a Sol.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna put in 1 or 2 Sol on a degen mint and want to maybe beat the crowd, then maybe. But even then,
no.
How do I know they're not gonna get access to?
Why would you ape into that? I mean, at the peak hysteria, at the peak euphoria, at the peak pico top, like people everyone goes crazy.
It was
crazy. You have to restrain yourself. That's just too much of a DJ.
Yeah. So don't use that or anything like that. But yeah, this is really fun, simple to play. You can kind of come around and play. And guys, I don't want to alarm anyone, but the guy's name is Gig.
Gig received Cyndaquil.
I saw the announcement. He said, Crystal's live. You know what I did? I said, great. I'm going to go in. I'm going to name the guy Gig.
Gig.
Okay. So what's really cool is that you can go in and play, and then each round you play on, you can actually mint an NFT from that round. So I own this NFT, and I'm the only one that can mint this because I was the only one playing that round.
Oh, that's sick.
So I have the Gig Pokemon round 46 NFT in my wallet, and it's super, super cheap to mint. It's almost free to play. I mean, I played, I think, probably close to 10,000 rounds in red version, and I spent like less than $1 on transactions.
It really is basically a free game. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have Sol,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're a Sol investor at least, like we are, yeah, you have. Even me, I have a small bag, but
less than 0.1 Sol.
Yeah,
and you can play as much as you want.
It's great, and I love how it's free. Solidity did a great job.
Yeah,
Really
we have an interview with him. If you haven't checked that out, or you want to check out some more of that, check out our channel. We have an interview with Solidity. I mean, we have an interview with Lunar Rivers too.
Oh,
I mean, dope stuff we're talking here. I love how it's like I love how it's crypto videos, and then it just transforms into all Pokemon stuff for like 2 weeks. Yeah, interview with Solidity, really cool dude. He actually had an interview on with like a pretty big, like with Phantom or something.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the Phantom. Oh my God.
I don't think we can hear it because
No, it's
Yeah.
not connected to
But,
Bluetooth.
he had a brief interview with Phantom.
Everyone wants to get their hands on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, well, I saw this and I was like, he might be starting to blow up. I need to get the guy's name Gig.
Oh yeah.
I plug myself because every time, if it's been kind of slow lately, but if it does blow up, every time we're in a battle, it's gonna say Gig sent out this guy. Gig sent out this guy. Gig defeated this guy. Like every single time. So whether I'm playing or not. So that's really cool to see. Guys, we're gonna wrap it up soon here, and then we're gonna do this. Okay.
Let's see it. Bob Lazar. Bob
Lazar. Bob Lazar. Guys, thank you for watching. This is the NFT Crypto Crew with Tyler and Gig. If you like what you saw, give us a subscription. It's your boys, NFT Crypto Crew. More crypto stuff coming.
Bullish. Bullish.
We have to go. We have to go see if there's aliens. So we'll be back. Bullish.
I mean, we got Bob on speed dial.
We got Bobby Lazar. Woo! Phil doesn't even know.